welcoming you to your cricket show, the Cricket Happenings. So, on this particular cricket happening show, what I'm going to talk about, we know that cricket was totally at a standstill. Then uh, finally, cricket is going to start during COVID-19, and it will be next week. We are going to see the first Test match between West Indies versus England, and one is really waiting to watch as to what transpires. A lot of talk going on whether cricket should be held during COVID-19, and then some debate happened. I floated a debate, as you know, and there was a very good response to the debate. A lot of people were in favor of what I was telling as far as COVID-19 was concerned, whether cricket should be played. But then finally, if you look at it, there is also a money element which is involved, which is very important as well. Even though there are no gate receipts, advertisements, as you know, online has flourished during COVID-19, and everybody would be watching the matches from the comfort of their home, either from their television or from their internet. So online advertisements will be something which will be the order of the day, and these online advertisements will really take precedence over everything. And as you know, the advertisers have to definitely pay an amount to the ICC for actually enabling them to actually post advertisements during the cricket matches. So that is something which is there, and that's a precise reason. There is definitely some revenue coming in for the ICC and the cricket broadcasters as well, as far as advertising revenue is concerned. So that's the thing, but I'm not the one to talk about that today. But what I'm going to talk about is on my Cricket Happening show, we are going to look at the squad that has been named by England. As you know, there was a Butler 11 versus Stokes 11 match which was played. The match ended in a draw yesterday. We saw some nice innings coming from the rookie from Dan Lawrence as well. Some good bowling as well. Dom Bess, the off spinner, the spinner did a very good job. So let's have a look at the team composition. So England have named the Test squad for the first Test match against England have done here is keep the same team that did duty in South Africa. So if you look at the squad there, let's been selected for the first Test versus West Indies, the Aegis Bowl, where it is going to be played. And let's have a look at the squad. Well, as you know, Joe Root is on the verge of becoming a father. So he's someone who is away from the game. And Ben Stokes is the new captain of the England cricket team. And let me tell you one thing. When I think about Ben Stokes, he definitely resembles, he's someone who has already been called Ian Botham. Ian Tennant's Botham in his day as an all-round, definitely liken him to the former cricket commentator, the former cricket player and now cricket commentator Ian Botham, who does. I'm not telling literally, but he's a very, very aggressive cricketer. So it will be very interesting to see what goes on when Ben Stokes actually takes the mantle of captaincy from Joe Root for the time being. But it will be an interesting one to see, and Ben Stokes will be definitely tested as far as his captaincy is concerned. This is an opportunity, I thought, for Ben Stokes to really prove his credentials, that tomorrow, once probably after Joe Root's captaincy tenure finishes, whether Ben Stokes would be ready to take up the mantle from Joe Root. So, but I think looking at, I'm looking out for some aggressive cricket. As I said, he's not the one who is afraid to pick up a fight with anyone. And he's a very aggressive cricketer. And not only that, he proves that with this. It's not only about the aggression. but he comes up with the goods as well, whether be it with the bat, be it with the ball, or be it in the field. He's an absolute firecracker, according to me. And so Ben Stokes is the one who would be leading the side. So that will be a sort of a great interest for everyone. Let's look at the pace. Anderson and Stuart Broad, and they are the ones who are going to get those pace and swing going on. And but what let's watch this COVID-19 cricket on the ball. You can only use your sweat. We saw that in the back, even though in the match between Butler's 11 versus Stokes 11, the red one is looking out for is definitely going to be missing. Now, one more thing, it also brings me to one more point here. Now, since everything is going to be allowed to use saliva on the cricket ball, and only sweat for the bowlers, and it's cloudy, the ball starts moving, there's some seam movement, by would be of the opinion that if they could actually prepare some spinning tracks and put the spinners and give the spinners a real chance, because the pace bowlers are not going to be the ones who are going to rule the roost for sure. So why not give the spinners a chance and make spinning tracks and allow the spinners to go on the batsman, and let's test the skills of the batsman in the middle. Well, that is purely my opinion. So let's have a look at the pace as he made his name in the World Cup, as you would remember. So James Anderson, I mean, on the tour of some watch whether Joe Archer can really unleash himself. The And other than that, the spin. Let me also tell you that Moeen Ali, the all-rounder, has lost his place in the team, and they have gone in for Dom Bess. Dom Bess is a lot of wickets, 4 wickets, I reckon, in the Butler 11 versus the Stokes 11 game. So he's the one who has got the nod. So Dom Bess would be the one spinner that England will be having. Moeen Ali has lost his place. Joe Denley, who played in the tour against South Africa and impressed as well, would be taking his spot in the England team. So Joe Denley. So, well, it would be the opening pair of Dom Sibley and Burns in the squad. Zach Crawley, who's another talented cricketer, and all definitely under some pressure. But here you would be having an opportunity because, as I said, batsman's advantage. Would be expected. Josh Butler didn't have a good tour of South. I mean, has not been very good. We've already spoken about. And Chris Wokes, so also bowled well in that warm-up match here. So probably is not fully fit. He has a bout of COVID-19. I mean, he probably was tested, if I'm not wrong. I'm just trying to check that. I do remember that we had news about Sam Curran. Yes, Sam Curran tested negative because he was feeling unwell during the match, and he tested negative during the match. So Sam Curran has not been considered here. So Ben Foakes, the another wicketkeeper batsman there, Dan Lawrence. Jack Leach has missed out as Dom Bess has taken his spot. Saqib Mahmood is there. Craig Overton, the pace bowler, has missed out. And is also at the AGS bowl. And I'm also told that a thing which will be coming up, West Indies, just wanting to touch base on what the West Indies is doing. West Indies have included Sean, they have included John Gabriel would be board, is also looking pretty sharp. And I think, as I said, everything is going to be tilted towards the batsman. So if the batsmen shine, I think I would guess it's not about the bowlers. If the batsman, it's going to be a batsman's game. But probably I could be proved wrong by the bowlers, really, because the only reason that interesting and one is really waiting to watch as to what happened. In the meanwhile, I'm also trying to see whether I can the one which is going to when the first test match starts between England and the West Indies at the AGS Bowl. Other than that, West Indies batting has been a bit of a worry, as the Estwick, Ronald Estwick, the coach, has already said about it. So West Indies, I'm sure, would be really working on that right now to see how they can get up to speed first Test match starts. But all in all, and yes, I have some really some news that I would like to talk about. We are talking about English county cricket, which has been given the go ahead to start, as you know, because of the COVID-19. Normally, this is the season, English cricket season, but that has been for the first time has brought a change in the rules. Overseas players to play for their respective sides in the year 2021. So, keeping the news from England here, as you would remember, he only played end of the 2020 season. Tim Ambrose was basically born in New South Wales in Australia, but he had a British, and he has done a good job for Warwickshire, no doubt about it. Looking at his record here, he did have a Tim Ambrose as Warwickshire, who would be retiring. And as I said, Tim Ambrose would have found it very difficult to penetrate into the England team with the competition with Jonathan Barristow, Josh Butler, and that's about it. So we have kept the news. I can. So hope you all enjoyed this broadcast of mine. And with this being said, it's your host Ram